especially Georgia. Georgia has seen an influx of long-term visitors from Russia, from Belarus, and also Ukraine. That's really helped tourism revenues. It's helped remittances. It's really helped build up the foreign exchange reserves. Exports have been doing pretty well. Their port on the Black Sea is operating at full capacity, and Georgia's currency is amongst the only few globally which is appreciated against the US dollar, which is a pretty good sign given what's going on globally with other emerging market currencies. So they did 10% GDP growth last year. They're doing about 7% so far this year. So I think Central Asia is a region to watch, I would say, the next 3 or 4 years.
So the macro case has been made. Give us 2-3 stock ideas, Ruchir, and fair disclosure, let us know, of course, if you own those stocks too.
Yeah, all the stocks I'm going to talk about, our fund owns them. In Vietnam, I would say a couple of stock picks that I have is one is Gemma Dep. It's the largest private port operator in Vietnam. It's if you want to play the trade story for Vietnam, I think this is the best proxy. They're expanding capacity, and as Vietnam's trade story grows, I think they really benefit from it significantly. Another one is FPT, which is a technology company in Vietnam. They're really benefiting and making inroads into the software outsourcing sector globally. They're winning deals against larger peers from India. They're growing at about 20% annually over the last couple of years, and also the outlook is for about 20% growth. But moving more to outside of Vietnam, I would say my top picks more on the Central Asian region. I think one of my top picks in that region is Kaspi. It's the fintech play from Kazakhstan, but it trades in London. It's a profitable fintech play. They do a profits of $1.2 billion, so completely opposite from other fintech players in, say, Southeast Asia and South Asia, trading at about 10 times P ratio and growing at about 15 to 20%. So again, a lot of value on the table. And the other bank I like in Georgia is TBC Bank. It's trading at about 3.5 times price to earnings, but growing at about 10 or 15% and benefiting from the growth in Georgia. And also they've got the first digital bank in Uzbekistan, which is seeing a lot of traction. So overall, a lot of value on the table over here with fundamentals very strong and pretty strong earnings outlook for all these companies. So I think one can look at those companies.
Ruchir, thanks so much. Ruchir Desai there from Asia Frontier Capital, talking about focus on Central Asia, a little bit of Vietnam as well. We got plenty more ahead. This is Bloomberg.
Ryan, welcome back to shows here. Asia's down, up, sorry, a third at 1%. That's Japan. The rest of the region, though, is seeing some weakness coming through here. Australia is really coming off substantially on the back of real estate. Is pulling that market down. And then we have two central bank decisions in Southeast Asia, to be more specific, at about the same time, guys.
Yeah, both expected not to do anything, but really more commentary on really how long this pause is going to be. For most EM Asia central banks out there, that is the narrative here right now. And really sort of be doing their own thing, given what the Fed is saying, that they could have about 2 more hikes to come. And then the whole re-rating across G10 continues, right? We're seeing that in Australia. The pound, certainly 127.66 ahead of their BOE decision. That's going to be a big one coming up.
Yep. Bangkok opens at the top of the hour. This has been Luke. almost 11 a.m. Right here in Hong Kong and Singapore. This is Bloomberg Markets. I'm Rashad Salamat with Haslinda Armin. Let's have a look at our top stories. Asian stocks trading in a tight range as Fed Chair Jay Powell sticks to the hawkish script, telling lawmakers 2 more interest rate hikes this year seem a pretty good guess. It's a big day for other central banks globally. The Bank of England may deliver a jumbo hike after a surprise jump in core British inflation. Plus, global money flocking to India as Narendra Modi hobnobs with Elon Musk and Ray Dalio on his US state visit.
Well, Rish, it's pretty muted in the markets post-Powell. No surprise, higher for longer, but Boston weighed in as well. He said, you know what, the bar is higher for rates to go higher from just a few months ago, and markets trying to make sense of that. Taking a look where we are in terms of the benchmark, the MSCI Asia-Pac Index bucking 3 days of losses in positive territory, though it is a quiet day. China, Taiwan, as well as Hong Kong on holiday. The ASX 200 Index extending its loss, currently down about 1.5%. Take a look where we are in terms of the Kospi. It is in positive territory, and in focus, of course, is Japan. It is consolidating today, but bear in mind that it's seen massive gains in June. We have some saying that we could see a 9% upside from here for the topics alone. In the FX market, we're seeing gains for the rupiah, the peso, as well as the yuan. The yuan currently up by 0.1%. Bear in mind, yuan weakness is set to persist. We have Bank of America saying, you know what, it could get to 7.4 to the dollar by the third quarter. And in the bond market, we're seeing yields rising in Singapore, New Zealand, Philippines as well, though yields falling in Australia for 10-year yields in particular. Bear in mind, just to put in perspective, inversion in the 2s and 10s extending further for the first time since March. It is 100 basis points, a full percentage point, Rish.
Yeah, getting to that Bangkok Open, and we are seeing just the